I'm going to share some of my whips with you, on the understanding that when it comes to us crafters and our whips, we only talk about the ones we want to talk about, okay? We all have those whips that have been long forgotten about, and we know fine well we're never going to go back to, so we're not going to mention those ones, okay? I've got, how many have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Most of which, let's face it, I haven't touched in a very long time. I've made no secret of the fact that I haven't really been doing a lot of personal crafting for the past year at least, maybe more. But I will show you the ones that I sometimes pick up, the ones that I sometimes think about, the ones that I do have the intention of going back to and finishing. Okay, so this is my biggest whip in terms of size. This is my crochet Scrappy Granny Stripe blanket. I did talk about this already in another video, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. It is just using up lots of scraps of DK acrylic yarn. It's a really lovely soothing project. I think we all know that blankets are a really nice comfort project and just so easy to pick up, and I'm just laying it down here next to my cup, and everything in my life just matches. Everything goes, like all the colours, they just go, look, it's exactly the same. I know what I like. So yeah, crochet granny stripe blanket, big whip. I have no intentions of finishing it anytime soon. The plan isn't to work on it to finish it. The plan is just to have something there that I really, really enjoy working on, and this fits the bill perfectly. So there's not much more I'm going to say about this other than it's a whip and I love having it as a whip, and yeah, it's just there and it's comforting to know it's there. Another granny stripe project, and this is my Just Feel Festive shawl, and there was no easy way to lay this out to show you, but it's an advent project, so it has stripes. Maybe that's a little bit better. Each day you'll use each day, I think it's probably a 5 gram mini, maybe 10, I'm not sure now. And the shape is I think it's a parallelogram, and you're working on the diagonal. And yeah, another nice easy project. I'm using a Sherry Iris advent calendar that she very kindly sent me a few years ago as a gift, and I wanted to use the yarns in something that I would see and, you know, not hidden away in socks or something. So that one, I think I got to about day 19, so I'm not far off, 19 or 20. Not far off that one again. It's just one of those projects now, annoyingly, that I'm going to have to reread the pattern and get used to the ends, because it's always when you reach a row end you have to do something a bit different. So that one, I've left it too long now to just pick it up and work on. I'm going to have to put some brain power into that one, but hopefully I'll get that one finished. And it's a nice lightweight sort of scarf that you could wrap around a few times, and I think it'll be perfect for like the autumn in-betweeny days where it's not quite enough for a winter scarf, but you just need something light. And the colours are all just nice and pastel-y and muted, and I really like the pinky bits, so that's going to look really nice on. I just need to finish it. The shawl lives in this Christmas project bag that I made. This fabric, I'm pretty sure this fabric's in my shop. Little polar bear with his jumper and his hat and scarf on. That was so cute and so perfect for our winter projects, and I teamed it with a nice pink spot and stripe. I've got some jangles here. I've got a little Santa jingly bell, sell these in my shop, and a gorgeous little bag charm from Suzanne, who is Green Lambkin yarns. We did a Christmas swap last year. I love that little star with all the little bits in it. And that's where my project lives. In this beautiful project bag, I have, I think, the first garment that I have attempted to knit. I love scrappy patchwork like this. I did choose like fun fabrics that I really liked out of my collection. I think it's really fun. Love it. Love the colours again. All me. Pretty bag. It's lined with hexy fabric, which is actually like, can you see, it's like brushed cotton, so cozy. Anyway, let's get on to the project. It even looks like a jumper. This is the Amata sweater by the Knit Pearl Girl, which I never think sounds right in a Scottish accent. The Knit Pearl Girl. Much better in an English accent, I think. So that's what it should look like. Bearing in mind this was the first thing like this I've ever knitted. I know there's mistakes in it. I mean, you can see something glaringly wrong there. I don't care. I don't care it's got mistakes in it. It was knitted with a lot of love. I've got a really nice little stitch marker there. Yeah, I knew that my first garment is for making mistakes and it's for learning, so I don't care. I don't mind. I'm using Drops. I think it's Drops Nepal, is it? Yeah, Drops Nepal wool and alpaca. It's so soft. It was such an affordable wool when I bought it at the time anyway. They've probably gone up in price. I'm pretty sure it worked out about £20 for the whole jumper, enough wool for the whole jumper. It's a lovely soft one. I am hoping it blocks out quite a bit because I really did struggle with the size. I did follow the pattern for the size. I followed my measurements and everything. I'm just hoping that it blocks out a bit because it does look quite small. But yeah, it's quite soft and I don't know what the word is, but it will block out. Anyway, I've got to the arms. I've made a mistake on the arms. Did I either too many stitches or not enough stitches? I can't remember which now. So it's just a case of I had to stop what I was doing and come back to it. And I've also finished that ball of wool, so I need to attach another one. So many silly little excuses for having put this down and never picked it back up again. Yeah, I do keep thinking about it, but I've never gone back to it. Yeah, I'm not sure what I was going to say about this. I can't remember anything more about it, but yeah, I would like to finish it. But I did get asked about this the other week there. Somebody asked me about this jumper and whether they had missed the reveal. I think I've done something wrong there because that side does not look, that looks a lot neater. Anyway, like I said, not picked this up in a long time, so wouldn't remember anything about it anyway, to be honest. At least I've done all the technical bits and I'm just going to be knitting on the round for the rest of the body, which really shouldn't take that much longer. And then the sleeves, but they're pretty big needles as well, so I'm guessing they wouldn't take too long to knit. So why on earth am I not just getting on with it? 8mm needles, that will just fly by. Oh, I really need to just pull my finger out, don't I, and get on with these whips. My trouble is sometimes I'll start something and be absolutely obsessed with it morning, noon and night, and then I just suddenly wake up one day and I don't care. I don't want to do it anymore. I think that must be what happened with this. Really sad, actually. I must get back to it. Even if it's a big scruffy, badly made jumper, it will still be warm and I'll wear that around the house. I don't care. Yeah, I did think that when I pull my whips out it's going to make me want to work on them, so hopefully it will have that effect and I'll just get on with it. I've just held this up to myself at the mirror and I'm thinking, I love that, I love the look of that. Why don't I just get on with it? I love neutral colours. I like the colour of this one. The feel of it is just lovely. This Drops Drops Nepal, sorry, is so nice. I need to go with it. It's got a very woolly smell. I definitely think it will stretch out quite well as well. But yeah, I just thought you might like to see it up on me, kind of thing. Super cozy. I need to get this done. There's a slight theme going on here because here's another garment that I've started and was really into and haven't finished. This is the button-up cardigan sweater by Delia Creates. It's a free pattern. So just a nice big slouchy cardigan that's crocheted in a rib. Could you move? I have finished that sleeve. I've attached the front panels to the body. I've just got that sleeve to seam up. No, it's that one that needs to be seamed up, and then attach both sleeves and then just crochet all around the edge, do a button band and around the neckline, and then it'll be done. Again, why I've just stopped, I couldn't tell you. It's living in my little basket, my fabric basket here. Could you, that's not helpful. It's a round one, it's an older design that I've made in a beautiful Cath Kidston fabric. It has one of my pins on the front. You can get these in my Etsy shop. Yeah, Tilly clearly likes it. Not much more I can say about that. Again, need to just pull my finger out and finish it. This is made with an acrylic DK. This is by the Women's Institute in the colour, I think it's Sage it's called. I got this in Hobbycraft. It was 3 for 2. I've ended up with way more balls than I need. But again, another cheap and cheerful project. And it's a very soft, bouncy texture, that one. I've used quite a big needle, hook size I think. I can't remember what I was using, but an 8mm, yeah. And then you use a 4 for the cuff. Okay, back up off the floor now. I'm going to show you the last couple of whips I've got. So I've got this one living in my beautiful Tilda floral bag that I made myself. I couldn't choose just one fabric, so I had to have them all. It's actually getting a bit too big for this bag, but since I haven't been working on it, it doesn't matter. This is the Playful Shawl. I think it's a free pattern by Meg Gadsby. It's a shawl of this kind of shape, and it's done, I mean, you could do it plain or use a stripe. So I am using a gorgeous wool that I got sent as a gift, and it is a Chelsea yarn wool, Chelsea Luxe, and the colour called Rose Gold, and it is just beautiful. And again, I wanted to do something with it that wasn't just socks, it wasn't going to get lost somewhere. I wanted something that I could see. And I think what I've chosen here, the pattern I've chosen, really brings out the yarn. So I've teamed it up with just an undyed yarn, both 4-ply. And I've got this really nice soft drapey shawl, which I haven't worked on for a while actually, which is bad because I've been working on it before and I keep saying, oh, I want to have it finished for autumn, or I want to have it finished to wear in the spring, and I've just never got it finished. The rows now are obviously getting quite a bit longer. So you get the idea. Obviously it will get a good block in when the time comes. I don't quite know the best way to hold it up. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I'll give you a close-up. And I think it's, I really like the colours. I like that I like them on me. You get the idea. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think it's a really nice way of using a special skein of yarn, because teaming it with the cream I think just brings out all the colours even more. So it's a nice way of using like a variegated yarn, or any kind of yarn indeed. Yeah, the pattern with this one, you just keep going till you finish. So I've got a fair bit left, so I just need to get on with it, don't I? Again, just why am I not getting on with it? Because it's just simple, isn't it? There's a few little bits to remember on the ends of rows, which I've probably forgotten and would need to refresh myself on. But I think if I had just picked this up every night and done a little bit on it, I'd be finished. But I just don't really have the energy, or sometimes just don't want to. So yeah, I've got a lovely stitch marker here. It's Caramel Shortbread, which is one of my favourites. Lovely, that's a Chapel View craft stitch marker. She makes such amazing looking, edible looking things, and also a little mug, which I think must be hot chocolate, a cute little cup. So that one is Playful Shawl. I think that's a free pattern, pretty sure it is. The patterns, I think I've found them all on Ravelry, so anything that I've mentioned, just look up Ravelry or Google it and it'll come up. I think what I need to do is just pick one project and work on it and get it finished. Just put all my energy into that one project. Which is not rocket science, that's what everybody does, isn't it? That's what you do. That's how it works. And last but absolutely no means least is my project living in my big basket here, and it's my Scrappy scarf, which you've seen before. I've showed you this in Vlogtober. That's got some weight to it. It's a Scrappy scarf. I wanted to use up some 4-ply yarns because I've got loads. Loads of like little balls that I've had from swaps or gifts and stuff. Oh, I'm making a mess now. But I love the idea of using 2 strands of yarn held together to give a marbled look, so that's exactly what I did. I've used colours together that I wouldn't have put together because I really wanted to see what it did to the effects in the colours, and I've really enjoyed it. I really loved seeing what the colours look like. Some of them have been quite predictable, some of them, if you team it with something else, it changes it completely, and I've just loved seeing what happens. There's a few sparkly ones in there. There's a few, I don't like that blue, but it is what it is. It's there now. And yeah, and I like the fact I've got pops of neon throughout that, which I'm really liking. It's one of those projects that it's a little bit ugly, but I like it. So I did say I'd do a video on how I've done this, but as we're going into summer, I don't feel like it's the best time to do it. I think I might leave the video till I'll do it at the end of summer. However, I can just give you a very quick rundown on how I started, because I know there's a lot of new viewers and I have been asked. So basically I've cast this on and I'm knitting it as a tube. I cast it on with a closed end because that is what I wanted and I know how to do that. So I cast it on as though I was casting on the toe of a sock. Is it Judy's Magic Cast on that one? I can't remember what it's called. Cast on, I can't remember how many stitches I did either. I mean, obviously I could count what's on my needles. There's maybe, I don't know if there's 40, 50 stitches. I can't remember. Cast on as many as you want for however wide you want your scarf. And you just knit in the round and that's it. Every, maybe, I don't know, 8 inches or so, I've actually attached the front stitches to the back stitches, and I just count something like 16. I'll knit 16, and then when I get to the next stitch I'll count 16 on the back row, and I'll just pick up the stitches on the back row and knit them at the same time as the front, so that they're joined together, like that, the front and the back like that. And then I'll knit another 16 or so and do the same thing again. So I've got a join here and a join here, roughly. But it's not an exact science, so yeah, I just didn't want it, I wanted it to stay flat, that's why I joined them together. My inspiration for this was, obviously I like the look of, I love Scrappy project, I've knitted a lot of Scrappy socks in the past, so I wanted to use something that was Scrappy. I love the idea of the marbled effect, so I wanted 2 colours together. I definitely wanted a scarf. I thought if I knit it flat, the ends are just going to curl in. Don't want to do that. I know the litmus cowl is knitted in the round, and that was a bit of a starting point. I don't like cowls, I don't like anything going over my face, so I wasn't going to do a cowl. So yeah, this was born basically. It's just a pattern, I just sort of winged it, made it up as I went along. Again, it's like my big Scrappy blanket, it's just one that is so nice to have on the go. And the satisfaction of using up lots of my little bits of yarn is, the satisfaction is like priceless. I don't know, if you know, you know. Yeah, we've all got loads of scraps. I've got a lot because I've done quite a few swaps, like Scrappy swaps, for bits of yarn. So I've got loads, and I'm loving just getting through them. So yeah, it's a great project, that one. And a whip that is not my longest whip actually, it's not a very long one. I started it earlier this year, so that's not bad going. And the thing I like about this one so much is there's absolutely nothing to have to remember. Don't have to remember special joins or how to do ends or how to do anything. It's literally pick it up and knit. So it's fantastic. And it's a fantastic portable project as well, because I've got it in my basket there. So that is my whips. That's the whips that I'm willing to talk about. The others, let's just not mention them. They've been forgotten about. I have got a few socks, but I've gone off socks. I've really lost my love of knitting socks. Probably can't bring myself to frog them though, because they're not far off being done, I suppose, but I don't have any inclination at the moment to go back to them. I've got a few embroideries which I haven't done for ages and I keep meaning to go back to, but it's just, when you've got so many different hobbies, it's so hard, because something always has to take a back seat. And this year I've really got back into reading again as well, which means that something then has to drop off. And yeah, I'll come back to stuff at some point, especially embroideries, like they're not going to go out of fashion or whatever. What else do I have? Yeah, it's just a few socks, I think. I'm not even going to go delving in that basket because it's full of project bags and I don't want to know. Ignorance is bliss. So yeah, there we go, my whips. Hope you enjoyed seeing them, and maybe you'll see them again soon finished. Who knows?
Hold up just a minute. Been looking for some help just to find myself.